Bonjour, bonjour. Hello, everybody. It is a beautiful, sunny Saturday here in Paris. I'm recording this on April 12th, 2025. And I'm in a place not many people might know about. I'm in the Jardin. Oh. You see him? Fireman taking a little run. But I came down here because it is springtime. It is beautiful. I haven't been down here actually since last year, and they changed a bunch in the garden. You used to walk in here and this was all like flower beds. And they've changed the planting in the front. They've also moved around some of the statues since a few years ago. And I'm going to give you a little walk around. And a lot of people want to come down here this time of the year because of the cherry blossoms. But cherry blossoms are great, but it's the peonies you want to see. And as I walked along the fence here, I saw the peonies. And they are massive and they are amazing. But I'm going to give you a little walk around here today just because it is so beautiful and sunny. We've had 2 weeks of sunshine after about 5 months of gray and rain. Again, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so you get pretty used to that where I'm from, but it does get a little bit depressing after a while. But we've had 2 beautiful weeks of sunshine, hardly any rain. We've had a little bit here and there, but mostly in the evening, and we're going to have it again. It's coming back tonight. So I wanted to come down here on Saturday morning, and hopefully it was sunny and beautiful, and it is. And this is such an amazing park, and I think a lot of people miss it because you're really far down. You're past Ile Saint-Louis on the left bank. The Austerlitz train station is just right past here. So you're quite a ways away from everything, but it is a great place to come for the whole family. There are tons of museums in this park, and it is big. It is great for big people and little people. So all the kids of all ages. It's a great place. I recommend I plan trips for people. When they come to Paris, custom planning trips, and this is one. If you're coming with kids, definitely recommend it because I think everybody loves this place if you have been. But there's some statues in here, and this is, of course, one of my favorite ones. And hopefully you could even see him if he's not so backlit. But this is Emmanuel Fremier. And he is the gentleman that did the fantastic statue of Joan d'Arc, that is at the Place Pyramide. Which is right at the end of the Louvre, by the end of the Musée des Arts Décoratifs. And I love this one. And he is up here. This was done by Henri Léon Grebet, and he is working on a statue on his little pillar there. And it is a statue that's actually here in the garden. And I'll show you. And it's a bear wrestling with a hunter. I think the bear's gonna win. I'll show you on the bigger version. But I love him. And there's a few of the copies of that statue. There is one actually in Portland, Oregon. And then there is one also in, I think, St. Louis, and a few other places. But you have, as I was mentioning, all of the different museums here. This one is the Paleontology Museum. And it is a beautiful building as well. And you could go in there and see massive bones and skeletons of dinosaurs and all sorts of things. And this actually opened 1806. So it's pretty amazing. But the building's really gorgeous. On the outside of the building, on the side, there's also some carvings. And you can see the sketch, the plaster version of that in the Orsay, which is pretty cool. You can get a little closer version of it. And then there's even I think that's a Stegosaurus. I remember my dinosaurs from early days in retail when Jurassic Park first came out. But look at how beautiful this day is and all of the green leaves. 2 weeks ago, we really didn't have any leaves on anything because, as I said, it was so gray here for so many months. We were really late on cherry blossoms and everything, but now it's kind of gone into hyperdrive. So it's amazing that the peonies, when I show you those, are completely bloomed and beautiful. But I'm going to take you around, and unfortunately there's a McDo. But this is where the Austerlitz is. Look at that building. And it's really massive. I'll show you the little map over here of how big this is. And I'll give you a little backstory as we head through the garden of why this was created and when. But you have a few things in here that are the oldest in all of the world. 2 things specifically. But you can see all of the different buildings, museums. There's a whole gaggle of pompiers running. So I'm going to take you over, and I'm trying not to follow them, but I'm going to take you over and show you the amazing peonies. The garden has all sorts of little smaller gardens set up within it. These are the same trees you'll find in like the Tuileries, these beautiful purple blossoms. They're not lilac or wisteria. They are a Japanese tree. Can't remember the name of them. Is the oh good, it is open. So here's this is on the north end of the garden, and this is where you'll find the peonies. And look, some of them aren't open yet, but oh, I love peonies. I think a couple years I came down here about this time, and the peonies are already completely open and dead. Now you're not really supposed to go out on the grass like this, but look at these. Look at the size of this. Have you ever seen anything? Look, I'm gonna be bad. Look it. I mean, can I have all of these? Really? Is there anything more beautiful than massive pink peonies? Except for when they're white peonies. My favorite flowers are white. I love white lilies. Look at this guy. Pink in the center. I love when you get peonies and you buy them cut, and then they just change their color. So these really beautiful, deep burgundy-ish color almost just eventually turn white when all the color comes out of it. But there's still a few of them that could open. I'll show. But they've added a lot of signs in the garden. So 2004, Japan gave the Jardin to plant. Look at that. Beautiful purple peonies. Just like there's just so many layers in them. Oh, look at these white ones. So I'm very good looking. We'll go sneak up here. Some of them are already attacked, falling apart. And then some camellias. Those camellias. Japanese maple. I don't really know a lot of plant names. My mother is very good at that. But I do know a few, especially if they're kind of native to the West Coast. There's some more over here. Because I almost trip and fall. I can't even tell you how many times a day I do that. These have a little bit to go. So if you're in Paris, these guys will probably, well, we'll see. We're going to get all this rain, but maybe they're thirsty. Oh, look at this thing when this erupts. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. But just look at, there goes, oh, here they come again. Look at all of this. It's just like a sea of purple wonderland. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. I gotta go capture a few photos of these guys. The peonies, that is, not the pompier. I haven't seen a lot of peonies for sale yet. So maybe those will start coming any day now. Doing these early in the morning is so nice because you could beat the crowds every place. But it's also the reason I want to always tell people over and over and over again that you gotta get up early and walk around the city. I have some friends that are here, a friend that I used to work with and his wife, and they leave on Monday, and I said you have to get up early on Saturday or Sunday and go walk around because it is just empty. And at the end of this, I will put a little short video that I did outside of Notre Dame down river. Oh, here we come again. And it is just was such a, the sun is barely moving because of the blue sky, the reflection in the water of Notre Dame with the spire and everything is just amazing. They must be like young cadets. So they used to have, the statue that's on the far side used to be over here. And this was this is Lamarck. He is as it says, the founder of the doctrine of evolution. And there he is up there. Hello, sir. In this garden itself, this dates back to 1626. But the idea of having a royal garden that was a medicinal garden goes back to Henry IV, so 16th century. And it is, oh, look at this. They've added all these plaques since I was here. This used to be, you'd walk right in here and it was all flowers, if I remember correctly. But they've changed all the planting in here. But it was under Henry IV because he had been to Italy and he had seen the medicinal gardens that they were planting, and so he thought that was a good idea and he wanted to do that back here. But it took until his son, Louis XIII, to do it, so 1626. And it was set up by Guy de Brosses under Louis XIII. Plants comme cosmétique. I love how they've added all these plaques here. It's really fantastic. But they wanted to build this garden, and it went through many different versions, fell in disrepair after Louis XIII. Louis XIV up and moved to Versailles, didn't really care about this, so he just left it. And then it was a gentleman named Jean Robin that brought it back, and Jean Robin would send the son of Guy de Brosses off to the south of France and Alps and everywhere else to bring back plants to put here in the garden to replenish it. And Jean Robin, if you think, boy, that name sounds familiar, the tree, the oldest living thing in Paris, is the tree right by the Saint-Julien-de-Pauvre church across from Notre Dame, and that is what he planted. Look at the bark on this tree. Look at how beautiful that is. It's like so smooth. Let's see what, oh, there is a plaque on it. It's in Italian, it's in Latin. Oh, it's a lilac tree, but the lilacs aren't in yet. I went into a church yesterday, and the St. Millar Church at the end of the, it's actually not far from here at all. And the outside of the church, there's all these lilac trees. And when I was inside the church, it just smelled of lilacs. And it was the most amazing thing. There was nobody in the church. It was completely empty, which I love. And it just was, it was so beautiful. I wish I could have recorded. And then this morning, I also walked by along the Seine at the Tito Rossi Park. And it also smelled a little bit of mix between lilacs and urine because it is a weekend morning and it was nice last night, so everybody's hanging out down there. But look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. But as I was saying, you have the Paleontology Museum on the left, and in front of us, we'll get closer, is the Grande Galerie of Evolution, and this is a museum. If you only go to one of them in here, that is the one to go to. It is absolutely amazing. But look at how, I love all this. They have all of these names, and I love to see the names of, there's hyacinth, tulips, double tulips, cardinal, Mitsenti tulip, narcissus. I love tulips, crocus, some little pansies, sweet little pansies, sugar rush primrose. Look at that tulip, that yellow one. I've never seen one with a more squared off. Gorgeous. Daffodils. And there's one tree here, there's one that has white cherry blossom. It's the first one that blooms, and it is so massive. People go underneath it. It becomes, and because of Instagram and social media, they put signs up to keep people from going underneath it and to shake it, and they still do it, which is kind of sad. Look at those. Orange queen. And then some little pink. Look at all these trees. So later under Louis XIV, Colbert, Jean-Baptiste Colbert, who was in charge of the King's building, decided to put the garden underneath the helm of the King's building, and that is what kind of saved it. So that's when he's also sent the son of Guy de Boisseau around to go get everything and bring it back. I love how everything is kind of white and yellow, some pops of orange and red. These things are all done on purpose, of course. This tree here, this is a big tree that blooms, big, huge white blossoms, and then you can see how it just touches the ground. But the lilacs in here, here's a big pink cherry blossom down there. Let's go look at these. Who doesn't love a daffodil? They are just, I love these big, huge ones too. They just make you happy. I think daffodils are so happy. With the tulips in there. So beautiful. I love how each one of these are, I don't remember these before either. White. And these beautiful purple tulips. Look at these yellow ones. Those are massive. Look at this size. Oh my gosh, and this one. It's like a little rogue one. He's the only one in here. Oh, it's the one on the other side. It's almost like an iris edged. Poppies. So beautiful. (1718) is when they enlarged it to more of what the size is today. And in this garden, as I was mentioning, you have some of the oldest things in Europe. You have the oldest zoo. It's the old menagerie. It's the oldest zoo in all of Europe. Dates back to 1793, and it was because that is Revolution time. So what they did is they took all of the animals, because Louis XIV had a lot of animals at Versailles that he was collecting, and then they kept going till Louis XVI. So they took all of those and they brought them here and put them into the zoo. And I've been in there. It's really neat. It's not really like kind of an American zoo. I mean, there's cages, but it looks more, there's not a lot of concrete and things like that, but it is really beautiful. And you can see there's lots of people here. The leaves, before the leaves grow in, which is just always right after the blossoms, it then starts to mute the color from the pink a little bit. But give this about an hour from now, this is going to be absolute mayhem around here, because everybody comes to get their pictures inside of it. But the zoo, in 1871, was the Commune, and this was following the siege of Prussia, and the people were starving to death. People didn't have food. People were eating, the pigeons and the rats and everything, and they were set their sights on the zoo. And there was a restaurant called the Voisin that's right at the corner of Rue Saint-Honoré and Rue Cambon, and it was there's a Dior store there now, and there was a restaurant. And on Christmas Eve of 1871, which was the 99th day of the siege, they had a very fancy dinner, and it was for the very elite that could still come. And they came, and the menu was animals from the zoo, which is a little frightening. So they had alligator, they had elephant, Castor and Pollux was the famous elephants that were here. So they came and ate the animals from the zoo, which is not very nice. But in 1910, when we had the massive flood, there's pictures, black and white pictures you could find of the, look at how great how they wound this vine around here. You can find pictures of like the bears trying to crawl out, like they had their feet up because the water was so high. They were floating in the water and trying to get out. Look at how beautiful these are. So pretty. And look at all those pink tulips. I mean, this is a lot of bulbs to plant. We got a lot of gardeners. But we're getting closer to the amazing museum. And the museum, this was built between 1877 and 1889 by Jules André, was the architect. And as we get closer, you'll see there's medallions on it, and those are all the different directors and scientists. But if you go in here, if you follow me on Instagram, and depending on what time I get this done and if the museum's open, I'm gonna go inside. But there is a secret staircase in there. It's not exactly secret, it's just not really signed. At least it wasn't the last time I was in there. But you could go up the staircase and you could get this amazing view over the garden. Alba, Scarlet Better, Cold Wave Raspberry. I just love the names. This also, here I was mentioning all the different gardens. So they have all different gardens. You also have these two huge greenhouse structures. Those, I went in one of them and one is like tropical. Oh my God, the humidity in there is so high. You could hardly breathe. But they have gardens. They have a rose garden, the peony garden, of course, an alpine garden, a botanist garden, an ecologist garden. Excuse me. And they have just everything here. And it's amazing. And it's free to come into the garden. It does cost to go into the museums. But, oh, something smells lovely. But you can just come in here. They open at 7:30 in the morning. And at wintertime, they do a massive lighted, like inflatable animals. And it's a different theme. So this last year, it was dinosaurs. Oh, now look at this one. Now we got the red tulips. Now we're talking. Let's see what the name of the red tulips are. And they're the big, like, look at that. They're the big, edgy tulips. Gorgeous. And this is a statue of Buffon. Look at those. So beautiful. See what the name of it is. But see the top right window, the little one? The right side, that's where the staircase is. Let's see. The tulip Barbados. Buddy blue. Queen of the night is the dark. And Buffon. By Jean Carlos, 1907. Look at how beautiful this is. You also have the Mineralogy Museum, and they also have gems in there, so you could go in there and see. It's kind of like, you know, Paris is Smithsonian, although this came before the Smithsonian, but it's a Paris Smithsonian. Smithsonian, what did I say? Zoology. Look at that. So beautiful. But I am now going to take you, we're going to go walk a little ways. I'm going to take you to the oldest metal structure in the entire world. Are you ready for it? So here we are high up above the garden. You can see the top, the Grande Galerie, the greenhouses, and it is a labyrinth. The guide takes you up here. Labyrinth dates to 1671. And then it's topped by this little metal gazebo called a gloriette. And of course, as soon as I get here, a bunch of people come. But this is pretty amazing. And I remember the first time I saw this and I shared it on social media years ago. Nobody really cared. I was like, come on, this is so cool. This is literally the oldest metal structure in the world. It dates back to 1763. It was designed by Edmé Verniquet, and it's a Gloriette Buffon, so it's named for the scientist. Honestly, the second I got up here, nobody was here. But it is, I'll wait till hopefully some of them leave, just in case they don't want to be on film. But it is amazing. It includes iron, gold, lead, bronze, and copper. And the very top of it is, you see the little sphere at the very top? And that used to have inside a magnifying glass and a horsehair, and every day at noon that burned and struck a little bell and tell you that it was noon. You could see the sphere still up there, but the mechanism and everything is gone. It's not up there anymore. But it is really stunning. Oldest thing in the world, oldest metal structure in the world. It'd be another 100 years before the Eiffel Tower would come along. And at the very top of it, in Latin, it says, I can count the happy hours. But when, in the 18th century, when this first was created, this was like the place to come. So people would come up here on dates, you know, like an old lover's lane. They'd come up here on dates and overlook the city because people had never seen anything quite like this before. But you wind around this labyrinth to come up here. And it's a pretty amazing. The trees have gotten higher, of course, over the years. So I think the view used to be even better. But I'll give everybody a minute to get out of here and then go up there and show you from up here. Could you imagine living right there and this is your view outside? You can see all of the detail. All the way. Such a gorgeous day. There's a bunch of, in the shrubs, there's some little, you can see here, where kids kind of push their way through. I won't do that, because I'd be afraid there'd be rats. These guys came up here just to sit on their phone. All right, I got a couple more things to show you guys. And then I'm gonna try to go inside. At the start, I showed you the statue dedicated to Fremier, and he was working on a piece, and this is the piece he's working on. So it is a hunter that is being attacked by what I would guess is a mama bear, because very sadly at the bottom you have a little baby cub. And I think the hunter gets what's coming to him. So I don't think he's gonna survive that, especially with those nails in his back. But here's one of I have a lot of kind of secret things, and this is one right below my feet that most people would they'd never notice. You could only find these in a few places, but they're all over the garden here. And it's these. So these drain covers, I love it because do you know what that is? It's a rose window. It's like the rose window in Notre Dame. And they go all through the garden here. You can see quite a few of them. And the only other times I ever see these is in courtyards of apartments. So you never see these out on the street. You only see them in this garden and a few courtyards. But it is just the moment that the museum opens. So I'm gonna pop in there and hopefully take you guys to the staircase and show you a little bit of what's inside this museum, because it is an amazing, amazing museum. It's, well, is that a line to get in? No, we might not go. But it is a amazing place to go. I haven't been inside of here in years, so I'm excited to go back in, and I've been meaning to come down here, but I just thought I would time it for when it was spring and we could see all these beautiful flowers. So we will see. Hopefully we'll be going in there in 1 minute. That might be the line for the gemology museum. But look at even the doors. It's just a gorgeous building. Again, way down on the other side of this is the Grand Mosque. So come down here in the morning and then go over to the Grand Mosque and have lunch. People love that mint tea. Way, way too sugary for my taste, but a few sips is delicious, but people love that. And it is getting a little hazier out, but it's still blue sky. So we'll take it as long as we could get it here. I'm really gonna hope this isn't for the big museum. The breaks, the Easter break starts today. So this is for the Ile-de-France region. Starts today is the first day. So could be busy at the museum. No, this is definitely for this museum. All right, I'll see you on the inside. Inside, come in at the ground level is like you're underwater. And then you come up above, one flight of stairs, and this is what you see. And it is how gorgeous. And you can go all the way up there, but hopefully it's open. So we're the back corner. Let's hope it's unlocked. Oh, it's locked. They must have figured us out. Can't go up the secret stairs, but I'm gonna try a couple other places. But look, just this place is just so neat. Everybody is downstairs, so it's pretty quick getting in. I have a special pass so that I could actually fast track coming in without paying. So it's a little bit quicker, but still it's pretty fast. Look at all this. It's a really cool place, especially if you have a little one that's super into animals. But if you walk through there, you see there's, elephants, zebras, tigers, hippopotamus, rhinoceros, everything up here. And then all these cases. This used to be up above in this little secret area. You got to look into where was the king's private cabinet. So it's where he kept all of his specimens and stuff. Here you have some, look, the bones of birds. Panther, Chinese panther. Oh, look at that. See if we can try this one. I think they caught on to us sneaking in. Maybe not. Nope. How would you like to be riding on that elephant and that tiger comes up? I don't think so. Little cafe, of course. Be a good place to just come sit down here and have a coffee. Camel, giant whale. All right, I'm gonna go a little higher and see if I could get to the staircase. It's gonna be sad if they've closed it off. I got sidetracked. Come see the animals a little closer. Some of these are actual taxidermy, not all of them. I know some people that kind of freaks them out. But usually they don't kill them to become taxidermy. I just love this place. Just up one flight of stairs so you can see the stampede. Oh, look, there's a giraffe way up there too, looking down. I timed it just right. Because all the kids, everybody was downstairs. So when I first came up, I was the only one up here pretty much. Except for one cute little guy and his dad. And the dad kept trying to show him the bears. And the little guy had other interests. It's pretty cute. Okay, we're gonna try over here again. Sadly, it's all locked off. Cannot get up I will put some pictures because I took pictures when I came before. So I'll put some pictures. But look at this cute little guy. I don't know what this... Gotta see his cute little face. Hi, cutie. Look at you. Oh, and then we have a turkey. Look at this, the details on this building. It's just so amazing. It's about the domestication of animals. Oh, hi. Alrighty. Good. It's just such a beautiful building, isn't it? Come in. Maybe don't come a Saturday. Come in during the week, not on a holiday vacation in France. And come in first thing in the morning before the other wild animals arrive, the short little ones. But I'm very sad about my staircase, but I will put pictures on here to show you what it is. It's kind of like, it feels like you're like in a Harry Potter going up to the very top. So I'm kind of bummed out it's closed, but I'll try again another time. And thank you guys all so much for joining. And I have had a crazy few weeks of clients, but I'm taking a little break from clients. And my birthday's coming up, so that's exciting. So I will definitely have videos for you guys the next 2 weeks for sure. And so thank you so much for joining me. There's a lot of next week. Tomorrow or today when you're watching this, starting to watch this, is the beginning of Holy Week. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff with churches. So make sure to follow my Instagram. And I'm going to do a lot about that Holy Week, the days leading up to Easter, how that's depicted in art, and also in the churches, including Notre Dame and Saint-Germain-des-Prés. So be sure to check out all of my videos. Follow me on Instagram and my website, claudiahemingway.com. Sign up for my newsletter. And if you're coming to Paris and you want a tour or you need help planning your trip, reach out and I am happy to help. All my tours are private and customized. So no two tours I ever do are ever the same, which is really fun for me. But I could customize anything for you of what you want to see. I could combine tours. I have a few of my tours listed on my website, but I do many other ones, could combine things for you. So check them all out. And thank you so much for watching. Oh, hi, little penguins. And I will see you soon.